Hello, greetings, welcome. It's nice that you are taking the time today on Thursday afternoon to join us and take a look together at the CellRack products, the product innovation, and the novelties that we have in store for you. I'm Florian, and I'll guide you through the program in the upcoming 3 online seminars of the day, or 2 additional ones afterwards. Greetings to competitors here. Introducing many new things signifies innovation. New things imply innovation. Absolute innovation, I would also like to say that at this point. You can see it on my smiling face. We have come up with something great. Our engineers were diligent. You utilized the time. And I'd ask you, during this time that we have now, so we'll need about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on how long I talk again, as you only have the opportunity to communicate with me via chat, which I'd be very happy about. So please feel free to utilize the chat. Switch the smartphone to airplane mode if possible. And truly listen, because these are extraordinary innovations, extraordinary novelties that are highly relevant to you as a partner and as a customer of our organization. And you can see it in the background. We still see our Generation 2 flat roof system here on my right, but in parallel, we are in the process of introducing the SL Fast Flat to the market, to officially introduce today. And important in advance, before this question comes up in the chat, this system will continue to exist and the new system will be added. Why? Very simple direction. The old one is good, the new one is also good. Both are superior when they are together. Both create SL Rack, particularly when combined with our purpose in life. A clamp for every single thing, a rail for every single thing, and then also the combination to provide the fitter with the appropriate fit. I'd say let's start now, or let's take a step back once more. Why are we developing something new? I would like to explain it very briefly, maybe once. The market has different requirements. Our requirement is to make it as good as possible for the technician. As fast as possible, as good as possible, as safe as possible, and therefore SL Fast Flat. Fast Flat means by utilizing a maximum of 5 components, you have the capability to assemble a complete system. I will now show you how it is possible to drive to the construction site with a VW Golf 200 kg substructure. So I don't know which is the current Golf model, 9, 10, 11, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Or let's say ID Pass Cargo, then we can probably generate 2 megawatts with this vehicle. And I want to recommend this to you just to think about what kind of system do we have now? What are my delivery times? How is my cargo? Do I need a truck? Can I drive it with a Sprinter? Can I simply put the technician in the back of the vehicle with the forklift? And is he capable of building an additional trailer with modules to support a 100 kilowatt system? Or do I actually require a forklift for transportation because I have a large quantity of small parts that need to be moved? How is the assembly going? Is the assembly ergonomic? And all these things, of course, time also comes into play. We don't talk about the price. He is currently essentially insignificant in the initial stage, as numerous factors collaborate to create a flawless flat roof. However, these things motivate us, and these things I will simply demonstrate it at this moment, have compelled us to create SL Fast Flat. I'm putting it back on the table now, and we're going to take a closer look at the whole thing, the advantages of the new system. A fundamental component for everything. That implies I possess a fundamental rail for everything. Integrated equipotential bonding, pre-assembled, are proven middle and end clamps that you can use. An almost screwless installation, which is now very, very important. So far, there are a lot of screws in the system, which is also good. We also come from mechanical engineering. We love safety. We want it. Or in other words, we have module guarantees that are growing. In the background, there's now a PERC module on the roof. Today's module guarantees go up to 30 years. Yes, I must go with the substructure. Both systems enable it. That's why we design our systems. To all the insulation experts who have gathered here today, I would like to showcase 2 different approaches that can be used to achieve the desired outcome. The soft insulations are increasing more and more. The simple ballasting through aerodynamic optimization. This is now a topic, aerodynamic optimization, depending on how you approach it. But here too we see the eye, that one naturally ballasts perfectly with the least effort, with the simplest ballasting agents that we make them. And you see it here, different floor shoes for different support pressures. But don't worry, I won't overload them now. It's relatively easy. Once again, on the pre-assembled topic, the whole thing appears like this. No need for further details. And with this component, we continue. And now we start with the system variants. The east-west direction is quite clear, but there is a component of a quarter point. Clamping of the modules is done, which means that the width is fixed in principle and the length doesn't matter. Today we will take another look at the facade in the second seminar of the day, then with special modules where, for example, quarter point is often a topic. With such module types, I would like to say, not with the facade, and we can do that with just one rail. You can see here a systematic structure up to module length 2.50 mem and module width 1.14 mem. The system in the south on the subsequent page is going to be generated using the same method as this component, but it will include a distance adapter for additional construction. Until now, we still haven't mounted any screws. We are building a system, and I may have to explain it again in a different way. You will now find out at the end. I can put together alone, put together ergonomically. Well, I cannot. I am a poor mechanic, I have to state that. But I managed to build a system. Anyone can do it. I can promise you that already. It is so easy that anyone can do it. It is so understandable for the suffering. And you do not need any assistance. You do not require a helper. In theory, it is possible to set up the system with minimal personnel, attach a module, secure clamps, connect wires, transport it to the desired location, and activate the system. However, this is the process you are used to and are familiar with. It does not involve a significant amount of personnel or complex procedures. We are still searching and analyzing the components separately. I have already stated the fundamental rail, which is highly significant, as well as the bottom holder and the top holder, both of which are pre-assembled for folding. We have our pivot joint inside. You see, I can still adjust. Very important, tension-free module installation. This topic remains. It will not escape. I have a requirement here for the module of 65, nearly 70 millimeters in size. It is imperative that it does not go unnoticed or unaddressed. That means it's crucial for the assembly. If you have something small up there and a 6mm screw goes through the middle, the module will fall. Using old modules, the back sheet becomes scratched, while with new modules, there is a crack on the side of the back glass, and naturally, we aim to prevent this by having a wide contact surface. Important, fixed stop below with these two noses here, fixed stop above, and then it doesn't matter whether you have corner point clamping or quarter point clamping, because I can move this holder here and can adjust everything perfectly. The southern adapter, where exactly did I put my southern adapter? I need to find my south adapter as soon as possible for my device to work properly. There is the southern adapter. The south adapter is specifically designed to be placed on the back here, in this designated location. To establish a SUD system, I possess this adapter internally and am capable of constructing it using the SUD stand. Important again, the module width of the base rail is 1.30 men, 1.14 men is fixed. For standard module width or 14 meters is fixed at the position in the current model. Here, module manufacturers have also committed to a width of 1.13 millimeters for the modules with variable length. In our 2mm2 area, it is 1.14 min by 1.72 min, 1.13 min module width, length variable. In our 2mm2 area, it is 1.14 min by 1.72 min. Now another one is here, bringing the total to 1757 or more, as we continue to see new arrivals. 1777, it is quite easy to cover these topics in terms of width without much difficulty. Of course, when do you need to use quarter point clamping, and when do you need to use corner point clamping? It is stated in the installation manual of the module manufacturer. As mentioned, please utilize chat. This is of utmost importance. Jot it down. Unsure if we have any current inquiries? I think so far it's relatively quiet. I'll continue. Important topic, ground shoes. I made mention of it. You can see a pair of floor shoes on the presentation. And these floor shoes are present in the dimensions of 21 x 12 centimeter, which is an abbreviation for centimeters. 21 long, 12 wide, made of plastic PVC. And then here we have a measurement of 21 inches by 21 inches or 21.4 inches by 21.4 inches with epidermis. That means we now have the possibility to attach up to 5 floor shoes to this rail system. I will show it briefly in the close-up. I am able to fasten the floor shoes in the middle once. I have the possibility to attach floor shoes to the edge if desired, providing an alternative option for securing them in place. That is also very easy. I might show it again ergonomically. How do I hang the whole thing? I'm going here and have a fixed appointment and just click it down. I hope you have heard the good news. Presently, I am locked, and then my floor shoe is clean with the front connected together in a seamless manner. And is also my connector for the next component. I have the expectation that you can see this here in this particular location. MP33, XP33, whoever or whatever you are, it is nice to have you here with us. You recently viewed the response, how can I append the entire thing? Once again, there is an opportunity to display it, to resolve it. That means this attachment, I'll show it again with the suit adapter. Look, I'm coming in here. Now, I have the option, for instance, to approach the next component at this location, attach it to myself, and click it back into place. In my current position, a bit awkward, must also mention that standing on ground or roof is incredibly easy. I can already fix the floor with my feet and simply click the thing in. So the basic rail, and then the whole thing is fixed. So that's what it looks like. The south adapter is now available in a length. The current length is 40 cm. We can discuss it immediately. Or rather, we already had a conversation about it earlier. I have to measure the length at the current time. I am honest. This works best with an SL rack meter stick. The current length is 40 cm. That's how. If there are particular subjects that are desired in this specific context, we have the flexibility to adjust the adapter accordingly based on those preferences. The query posed by Sebastian Knetsch, which is an excellent question that you have asked. It is. I may have to briefly mention Solarm Rothal. The new fast flat system will be plannable soon. It is not yet available for purchase. By the way, fast flat, I think you got it, fast and flat. That fits quite well. Your opinion on the name? Write it in the comments. Interested if you install it now in the online seminar? It takes longer. Installation speed would be exceeded quickly. That's why fast flat. I think that's pretty cool. Just write it in. Still with it, the floor shoes are as follows. In the current step, you can choose which floor shoes you want and how many. In terms of time, in the middle of the year, I will now simply set a time frame. Is it planned or seen differently during intersolar? Is it planned that you say, okay, I have this roof insulation. Based on this roof insulation, the floor shoe must be proposed, and the system automatically tells you that you need this number of floor shoes for this roof in the system. And we have taken into consideration, in terms of floor shoe technology, I will show it again, the big one we have here. Then it is like this. If I bring in 5 floor shoes here per rail, I am talking about almost, so I have already mentioned a length of 21. We are then approximately 1 meter long, with a width of almost 22 centimeters. It is truly incredible the amount of ground pressure I am able to compensate for with this innovative floor shoe technology. I always imagine a very soft roof where I step on it and sink in with my shoes because there is pressure, soft insulation underneath. I can easily intercept that with something like this. It is very important for me to mention. To give the answer again, variable adjustable. Now manually, later also manually, you have to say that too. But then, of course, it's the topic that always shines. It is important that it works automatically based on the soil value, if you have it. And in the worst case, always one more shoe, because then I know I am on the safe side. We will not be able to avoid ballasting. For anyone who immediately asks the question, what burden do I need in competition with other substructures? Then the competitors will also nod right now if I give the answer right away. But the same wind blows for everyone. Not all cook with same water, but same wind blows for all. And it simply depends. Am I down here? Now I have to go over. Am I closed down here? Like with Gen 2 system? What is distance here at Forester adapter? Where is location? How is building? How is ATK, etc.? That implies there exist computational subjects. It can be computed, experimented in the wind tunnel. Thus, the ballasting is theoretically identical for each substructure depending on the impact of the distances in this particular context as a whole. Carlos, I'll answer later, we'll talk about it now. Currently discussing east-west system setup or south system setup. With this system, I don't install any 0 degree, but with this system here, 0 degree installation is possible immediately. You can buy some rails there and start assembling right away. What components do we have available for ballasting? I would like to address two specific topics of interest during the discussion. I'll show you briefly before I start. In our work, we utilize an aluminum angle that can be conveniently laid over the base rails of the module, providing enhanced stability and support for the structure. You also witness the length, 2.30 meters for module lengths, measuring 2.20 meters in size. This is good in terms of length. The question is whether everyone installs a 2.20 m module in the corner clamp, or whether one installs a module here in the quarter point clamp, which I might already recommend, because we do not only perform the load tests for the substructure, but we also see, according to the data of the module manufacturers, what is possible if I install it properly. There lies once when the maximum is on a large 2.20 men square meter module or 230 men, then you quickly have a ton or more. And then the modules fold up. Therefore, the clamping at the quarter point is likely the most optimal choice to consider in this particular scenario. Then we have the tried and tested universal clamp. Why am I showing this here, and what is the ballast clip that I also have in the background? Of course, there is the possibility we also want to make everyone happy. In Gen 2 system, there is only possibility to clamp the universal clamp. The one is simply given, I can screw it in. That would be one possibility. For those who desire a different approach, I use the ballast brace. The aluminum angle is secured by the ballast clip or both components, ensuring stability and safety. One gimmick we have is that we can react to stones of various widths, ballasting stones, and therefore have the option to specify my ballast angle at this point, or this point. We have a quick overview. Before I set the angle, we of course have the option here to simply put stones on top, as was known before. With the Generation 2 system, it is such that of course I would cause a stone tipping with a 30 millimeter narrow rail. I had to repair the stone. Here I have confidence in my ability to sit on this stone without any issues and can confidently state that yes, it is sturdy. I tested it at my home, so the prototypes I tested the previous series. There is a concrete slab or concrete slab 50x50 on it. You can't see it under the module. These also do not fall down. So here you can really say, I can bet on that. Alternatively, on the track, which is pretty cool. So I really have to say at this point, if I have shorter stones, I can also set them up if they don't fall over. That's their issue. But ballasting while lying in the rail, that's great. There I really have the possibility, depending on where the Solar Pro Tool outputs the data, to simply put a stone with ballasting in here. Very important, I will address the questions for Mr. Schopfer and for Björn shortly. I will do that right away. First, we finish ballasting. I've assembled the clamp here. As stated, this is the prototype. I pull up the clip and fixate myself. Here, the angle is secured against slipping, ensuring stability and preventing any potential accidents. You can place stones here. Second angle is available. Width of stones can be adjusted with the clasp. You can now put stones here. Second angle is available. Briefly turn it over. Second angle is available. Width of stone can be varied with the clip in a palace-like way. I will just display it now, whether I am here or for shorter ones here. That is how everyone wants it, so you can construct it like that. And as I previously mentioned, the other choice or possibility is that I simply attach it here with my universal clamp, which is widely recognized and familiar to everyone who has it in stock and available for purchase. I will simply tighten it up so that you can have a look at it. And just adjust this angle for me in case someone is interested. It is a wonderful method to accomplish it. Perhaps in outdoor areas or in extreme wind zones, it might not be such a foolish idea to secure it here. However, the specific method of securing is your decision to make. We go back and forth for Mr. Schopfer. Could you please walk between the rows in the valley instead of taking the route along the peak at the east-west direction? No, neither. One theoretically has the potential to make use of the spacer if desired or necessary in the given situation or context. However, this one is not intended for east-west, but for the south system. It is not for downstairs or for the maintenance aisle above. In this system, which I am presenting here, it is absolutely about maximizing area utilization. That means bringing the top together as far as possible, bringing the bottom together as far as possible, maximizing area utilization. For maintenance walks, disconnect the system and start over. But I'm being honest. Why? Because here in the background I have Gen 2 system, where I am flexible from 70 mm to 2.70 mm. And I am also flexible down here from the maintenance aisle. So we have the perfect solution for every customer, for every use case. Don't be surprised that I always look right, but I have to somehow point to you with my finger. This is definitely for the purpose of achieving the highest possible number of people allowed to occupy the space. Felix Paus will return to your topic later, and for Björn Kirst, it's your turn next. Next, I will discuss the issue of lightning strike illness. So far, I have not received any feedback regarding Fast Flat. Do you like the name or not? I require at least one comment. We proceed and examine the subsequent slide. And there it is at this moment. Felix Stock. I quickly check chat. For open side of south elevation, suitable wind surfaces. What do you mean? Do you mean the back or do you mean the side view? That would be very important to me now. Why do we have a wind deflector and why do we need it? The wind deflector has two functions. On one hand, it is aerodynamic, or also from the wind report or from the wind tunnel test like this. Constructed in such a way that when a wind originates from the rear and impacts the system, it is reduced and kept to a minimum, allowing it to exit through the module. This is merely the layman's explanation. And secondly, obviously, when wind flows onto it at this location, you do not have the little hat on top, the wind cannot be broken, and in the end you have the issue that you need a wind deflector in order to mitigate the effects of the wind. That is significant. Regarding Felix's inquiry, we solely possess a rear wind deflector. We lack any sides. You theoretically don't need a lateral one either. I have to say honestly now, it's purely a visual thing. Also, Felix, please tell me why you would need or want a side wind deflector. I just want to understand and know. This is also very important for us. And now I must read. Much has occurred in the chat. Long speech. There is just one wind deflector at the back. I will demonstrate to you briefly what it will appear like. With the word in place, why am I saying this? Because it is not the final version yet. That means that is the wind deflector. I can do this below. And fix it here at the holder on top. That means with this pivot joint I can fold it down. You see that it holds. Because it is a prototype, I have to say at this point, it will then be inserted again with a special version here at the back, fixed with a metal strip, folded up, and fixed top and bottom without tools. And this is now very important. You see, I still don't have a screw so far. I'm grinning because I like it so much. I do not require a screw. I do not require a cordless screwdriver that is utilized in other places, even with different systems. But you can actually assemble it without any tools. Now I need to quickly check the chat. At the same time, the name is memorable. Really cool. Fast Flat sounds great. I agree. Well, I think the chosen name is good. That's nice. Clearly self-explanatory. That's DE. I know who that is, the DE. Not an SL Rack employee, I must say that now. This is a very important story. And Dennis Schaller, at what roof pitch is Fast Flat usable? Fast Flat, as well as Generation 2, will be usable up to a maximum roof pitch of 5 degrees of incline. That means here we are proceeding in the same manner as we did with the current Gen 1 system. A roof pitch of 5 degrees is close to being flat and usable. Yes, Felix, you are correct. Just one more time to the side panel. I am hopping around a bit now on the subject of private owners. Optics, you are correct. At this point, I'll just say, I'll take it with me. I'll put it on the construction list. Priority 1 now is to finish the system, reprogram the Insalabro tool, surface pressure, and then you have something cool. And the side sheet metal, I think we can manage that too. Maybe it will take another 2 or 3 days. Or months. In this case, I'm honest with you. But feel free to contact me at Intersol2 and we can discuss the topic. Just to hear, how often have you discussed the topic in terms of optics and with private gentlemen or private builders who would like that? Perhaps it's not that trivial even then, but naturally we're trying to provide a solution in this situation. Yes. Let's move on to the next slide. The gimmicks continue. We are still without a screw. Now theoretically the first screw is coming. Cable management. It's easy to hook up to the first adapter here. I'll show you that. I take the component. I'm talking about the prototype here. This cable holder is simply clamped. But you can already see the description of what he is supposed to do. MC4 connectors hold. We want to secure at least 15 cables here. That means you can also lay the string cables across the track that you can see in the background here, when wearing a thin suit, if it is desired or wished. And it is of utmost importance to us that we accomplish this goal. Just for demonstration purposes, you can also see it here in the picture on the 2 holders at the top. Then these cable holders or cable clips, as we would like to refer to them, are then able to easily and conveniently attach cables here. That means we're now taking a different approach, but we want to make it as simple as possible. It is an accessory component, it is a gimmick. And again, for the number of components, which I mentioned at the beginning, for the assembly. So we are currently still located at FAST. Floor shoe, base rail, and clamp are the items we have. What else do we need? At Sud system, of course, there is a ballast rail, if necessary, depending on the system. I am currently on my way to 4.0. The bracket is situated at 4.5. Many individuals commonly opt to place the ballast tank on top of the system for simplicity. We have the possibilities to do everything for you. Now, I had a question earlier regarding the lightning current carrying capacity. Sorry, can't see name, forgive, all good, think it fits. I have to repeat it again at this point. I have already said it in the recent online seminars. SLRAC is the only manufacturer that has it for all products. But we are sometimes the manufacturer who has conducted the most tests for the products. Not just for flat roofs, not just for pitched roofs, not just for carports. And it should be the same here. You will come across a fully tested system for determining the lightning current carrying capacity in this particular system of yours. Tests run in parallel. It'll take a while until it's in the aging chamber, until it goes through, until reports are written. Mostly it's the reports. When testing, we're fast with 50 or 100 kiloamperes in the system. As is customary, the lightning protection clamp, which serves as a component, is then securely mounted on the top of the rail structure. Assembly on the rail with the round wheel RD8 and RD10 never had meaning as they are used to. That means, with these 2 components, the wire for lightning protection comes from the wholesale trade and is certified so that it can be integrated into the external lightning protection system, ensuring effective protection against lightning strikes. Refer now to a previous online seminar, which you can use again for free if you are joining for the first time. Perhaps we will include the link to the seminar on lightning current carrying capacity in our presentation. This means that in some cases, if you fall below the separation distance of the external lightning protection, you have the issue of integrating the substructure into the external lightning protection, i.e., into the catch devices on the roof or on the ground. Then you require an appropriate mounting system like Fast Flat or Generation 2, which is capable of diverting the lightning currents and preventing them from causing damage to your roof and ensuring that they do not burn out. Martin Kunze, the guarantee. Good question. We will continue here according to our warranty conditions, and you will receive the information from us soon, because now I know who I am talking to. You caught me off guard at this very moment, I have to say honestly, but you are fully aware of our durability guarantees, and we will seamlessly integrate this system with them. So I assume we will have the 10 years, or I'll take a risk here. The 10-year durability guarantee also applies here. Let's take a brief look at the upcoming slide. Prior to disabling airplane mode, let's backtrack once more and examine one of the initial slides, where you can observe the east-west system. Now let's build the whole thing once. We naturally want to see how the whole thing looks in the live setup. We will switch briefly. I simply want to demonstrate to you now what it is like if I merely extend this rail here, this east-west rail line that we have been discussing in our previous conversations. That means we observe that the entire thing is pre-assembled. I am choosing the basic rail. In the disassembled state, it looks like this. They always think of the ID pass or the Golf, which then drives out with 200 kilohours or a few megawatts. I plug in the whole thing below, click finished. It's so great. So once again, almost at the spot. I raise the holder, and here I come with the second floor shoe. No matter which one it is, I come with it from there, put it in, click, done, that's it. And now you simply install a module, and also here, I can still do that alone, either with the, I'll just show it now, with our standard, no, I won't show it with that, with our standard middle clamp. I hope you can see that. Standard middle clamp. Maybe we can zoom in on the component for a moment and then go back. Standard mid clamp hooked in here once, second slot here for end clamp. I place module here and secure everything. And I still have my fixed stop. Look. That means I set up the module, I still have my fixed stop, and it's absolutely great. Do we have a question? It's absolutely great because I don't have to do anything here. I am still assembling alone. Here is my burden. And up here it continues. And up here I am going to demonstrate to you the two different variations. Quarter point clamping. Or not, I don't show off. Here I already have the quarter point clamping. I will turn that around again and go up here quite ordinarily with my middle clamp. I still have my module, so you have to imagine this module is now 1.13 meters long and fixate me securely in place. The clamp I have can securely hold with a torque of 6 Newton meters. Now the question arises, what is the distance I have above the clamp? Above is now the distance in the worst case, or in the best case, let's say somewhere around 78 millimeters. The situation is identical to what is mentioned below. This implies that the distance below is even slightly shorter in magnitude. We are at 69 millimeters when I continue with the next shoe. And that is very fast. Extremely fast, extremely cool and built. And if we need the ground shoe down here now, I don't even know. Do I still have any? Ultimately, prior to mounting the module, they come in from a position below the module itself. I simply click them tight and finished. I simply click them tight and done, and that's how it should look. The clamping at the quarter point then appears in the following manner. Instead of the slot located inside here, where my finger is at this moment, only the outer slot is utilized and not the slot inside. I can set the clamp. Potential equalization is possible for all clamps. And then I simply clamp the module in the so-called quarter point and have a way to variability also below. It is the same in the lower area. You see, the entire system is very close to the ground, which is absolutely great from an aerodynamic point of view. For aerodynamics, the closer to the ground, the better, and that's what I wanted to give you. Now, looking back or throughout the day, the data for Fast Flat will already have been sent to the respective dealerships, ensuring timely delivery and efficient communication. It is truly a product launch that we are currently undertaking. It has not yet been priced, and I must mention that at this juncture. We will refine the entire thing a bit. There is still some fine-tuning in it, as it should be. And when we are finished, we will communicate that. And then we will also demonstrate this in a live setup video or setup seminar here in the studio. How do you build that up And now let's see if I then add a second person to it. Probably I'll take a second one with me. But then you will see that in 5 minutes the seminar is actually finished. And that is important for me to say. At this particular point in time, I have reached a state of completion and am no longer involved with the new system. You need to reiterate, FastFlat, innovative, speedy second system from SLRack is set to be launched in the near future. I anticipate within a time frame of 1 to 2 months, most likely somewhere in the middle. And a system for you which you can easily besiege, transport, assemble, and also I am very happy that we have such a great product and can give it to you. I am pleased with the fact that we are able to provide you with this excellent product. If you have any questions, please contact us via email. I am happy to answer the emails, which are available on the website under contacts. Send it in, I'll answer any question. I am happy for the moment. I have to say honestly, that was the first innovation. I must anticipate it. It'll improve more soon. I don't know the current time or when it'll resume. I believe it's at 2:30 p.m. This is the next online seminar. Then let's examine the facade. And now you snort or take a deep breath. And just keep in mind, if someone can assemble this here, what happens then with the facade? In this sense, the question about the 0-degree installation is answered. Thank you. We clarified that earlier, it can be done with Gen 2. In this sense, thanks. I'm thrilled. Incredible. The number of participants is huge. So I have to say at this point, and we'll see each other again soon, or in 30 mins, or what time is it? In 1H, we'll meet again. Can't wait to see you and get your feedback, and always stay almost. Until then, goodbye.